Hey guys, how's it going? Let's go ahead and bow in. Trip. Bow. Good. Alright guys, so we're going to start bouncing around. Just stay loose. I want you to loosen up your arms. I'm kind of turning my hips a little bit, but I'm just bouncing, trying to get the blood flowing throughout my body while staying as loose as possible. I don't want you staying stiff with your upper body. I actually want your upper body just to kind of bounce wherever it goes. Just allow it to go. Stay relaxed. Stay loose. You can move your feet forward. You can turn to the side. Try to get whole body just kind of moving around. You don't have to stay in the same place if you don't want to. Just get loose, especially if it's cold where you are. It's warm here, so I don't have that problem. But if it is cold, try to warm up a little bit, moving around. Turn your hips some, back and forth. Arms are nice and relaxed. Try not to have any tension in the body. Just moving around. And let's go ahead and do some jumping jacks. Just get all that blood flowing. Alright, start moving your arms. Keep moving your legs the same way. And just wrap your arms around. They don't have to really be in sync. It's fine. Now while you're still doing this with your arms, cross your legs. If you notice my feet are moving a little bit faster than my arms are, they're not quite in sync. Doesn't matter. It's alright. Just worried about moving right now. Alternate which leg's in front each time. Alright, slow down a little bit. My belt came undone. If you're wearing a uniform, go ahead, fix your uniform real fast. Alright, we're going to put our feet together. We're going to reach down, and we're going to bounce. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to come back up. Breathe in. Breathe out and bounce. 1, 2, 3. Come back up. Breathe in and out. 1, 2, 3. In and out. Try to breathe out or touch the ground a little bit more each time. Up. See if you can get your palms down. If not, that's fine. Maybe you can get your knuckles. Maybe you can only get your fingertips. That's fine. Just bounce. Try to go a little bit further each time. One more time. 1, 2, 3. All right, now we're going to do socket stretch. So we're going to be stretching the muscle right here on the inside of our leg. You can bounce a little bit if you want. You don't have to. If you want to do a static stretch, that's fine. I usually recommend a little bit more dynamic stretching, though, at the beginning. So I like to do a little bit of bounces. And let's go ahead and go to the other side, doing the same thing. Again, we're stretching our hip adductor muscles, so the ones right here on the inside that bring our legs together. Now, rotate your back foot so that you're going to be stretching your hip flexors, so the ones right here on top. Notice how my hips are off to the sides. My chest is this way. I'm not here where my hips are this way. I'm here. My hips are off to the side, they're pointing this way. My belt is pointed directly to the front. I'm stretching the top part of my leg right here. If you're losing your balance, you can go ahead and put a hand down and drop your hip down to the ground. If you have pretty good balance, you can put your hands on your knee and just kind of lean back for a little bit more of a stretch. Again, completely up to you. Now we're going to go to the other side. Same thing. Make sure the knot in your belt is facing forward. Your hips are pointed to the side. Shoulders pointed to the side. If you lose your balance, just drop down here. This is fine. Now we're going to bring our back leg underneath us here. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to put the inside of my foot right to the inside of my knee and reach towards your toes, stretching your hamstrings, the legs right, or the muscles right on the back of your legs. If you can touch your toes, you can pull them back. You can add a little bit of a calf stretch into that. If you can't quite touch your toes, that's fine. You can put your hands on the ground and walk your fingers forward, called finger walking method, or you can crumble up the end of your pants if you're wearing pants and bring them down. If you're wearing shorts, well, but this one doesn't really work. And you pull yourself down. Now when you're doing this, try not to arc your back so much like this. Try to keep your back relatively straight so that the stretch is in your hamstrings and not in your back. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch sides. So other one, bottom of the foot to the inside of the knee, and reach for your toes. Again, trying to keep your back relatively straight. You're going to have a little bit of bend, and that's fine, but we want to keep it relatively straight so we're working on our hamstring muscles more than our upper back. If you're able to grab this and pull back, you can. You'll get a little bit more of a calf stretch in there as well. Now from here, what we're going to do, we're going to bring one leg up like this. I'm grabbing the blade of my foot. I'm going to put the outer portion of my shin above my kneecap, and I'm going to bring it in close so that you should be feeling the stretch right here on your glutes on the outer portion. Just bring it in close to your chest, just like this. Hold it for a few seconds. And now we're going to switch. So I'm grabbing the blade of my foot. I'm just bringing it here. I don't want my ankle bone on the muscle. That kind of hurts, so I'm bringing it past that. I raise this knee up so that it brings my ankle closer to me. If my head is closer to my knee, it's a little bit less of a stretch. It's going to be a little bit more of a stretch if my head is closer towards my ankle or my foot. So just do whatever you can. Again, we're not trying to push it too hard at this point, and just kind of get a nice little stretch. All right, now everybody's favorite part, we're going to go into the splits. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the side split first. So one hand over my leg and go down as far as I can. Again, go down as far as you can without feeling pain. You should feel discomfort. You should not feel pain. If you're feeling pain, you're going a little bit too far, a little bit too fast. So slow it down. Again, feel discomfort, but don't feel pain. All right, and I'm going to switch all the way to the other side. And then let's go right to the center. Try to get your toes up. If you can't go down this far, don't worry about it. It's no problem. You don't have to go down super far. And let's stand up. Now we're going to do hip twist. So turn the knot in your belt, one side all the way to the other side. We're not really moving our feet too much at this point. My feet are relatively pointed forward, but my feet are far enough apart that I get a nice little stretch. It's kind of like going from one socket stretch to another. All right, so now we're going to move on. We're going to do some kicking. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do front leg kicks. So we're going to go first with our front leg front kick. Now remember, when we do our front leg kicks, I don't want you to step forward and then kick. I want you to just lean back and kick. When you're doing this front kick, I want you to pull your toes back like this and kick with the ball of the foot. Try not to point your toes like this where you're kicking with the top of the foot. Pull them back so that you're kicking with the ball of the foot. We're going to bring it up, chambered, kick, chamber, down. Got it? All right, ready? Hana. Set it down. 3. Set it down. Make sure you're breathing out as you kick. Set. Good. That's it. Yes, sir. This is good. Get over. Aho. Breathe out every time. Breathe out as you're doing the kick. Don't breathe out. You do the kick, and then after you set it down, you breathe out. Don't do that. Breathe out as the kick is going. So we're going to switch legs now, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to do our front leg, front kick with our other leg. Ready? I want your upper body to stay nice and relaxed. Hands are up, but they're relaxed. Three. Kick with the ball of the foot. Set. Breathe out. Net. Yasun. Yasun. Good. Yero. Aho. Yeri. All right, so the next one we're going to do is going to be our front leg roundhouse kick. So basically the same thing, except for now, as I raise this up, I'm going to be pivoting on my back foot. So if you watch this foot, notice how I'm starting and it's at about a 90-degree angle. I'm kicking this direction. My toes are pointed that direction. As I raise up and I turn my hip over, now my toes are pointed more towards the back. Maybe not all the way, but they're pointed more towards the back rather than that 90-degree angle. So I want you to get that pivot in, kick, and then counter pivot. So notice how they're back about at that 90-degree angle. So I want to pivot and then counter pivot as I do this. Now as I do this also, I want you to look at my head, my hip, and my knee. I pivot and see how my head, hip, and knee are all in the straight line. Then I kick, and then I bring it back. All right, let's do that. Front leg, roundhouse kick. Don't step forward first. Hana. Do. Set. Hands are nice and relaxed. Net. Yasun. Yasun. Feels good. Yero. Make sure you rechamber. Ahub. Yil. And we're going to switch sides and we're going to do the same thing on our other side. Ready? Hana. Do. Pivot and reverse pivot. Set. Net. Dasud. Yosud. Feels good. Yero. Aho. Yee. Take a breath in and breathe out. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is going to be our front leg side kick. So just like our front leg roundhouse, I'm going to have that pivot as I raise that leg up. Now I want you to watch. I'm going to kick directly towards the front. See how my heel is on, I call this my sideline. So if I'm pointed 90 degrees away from where I'm kicking, you can see if you were to cut me in half right here, my hip bones are pointed this way. This is what I call my sideline. So as I raise my foot up, my heel is either on my sideline or slightly in front. If my heel is behind my sideline, when I go up for the extension, it goes in this rounded motion. It's more like a roundhouse kick. It might look like a side kick at the end of the kick, but it's not a side kick, it's a roundhouse. So when you raise this up, heel is on or slightly in front of that sideline. That way I'm going to be using my glutes and my quads as I extend out for that side kick. So make sure we're doing that. Make sure that heel is not behind your sideline. Also, keep your nose pointed towards your kick. Don't have your face pointed this way and kind of look over your shoulder like this or look under your shoulder like this. Don't do that. Look down your shoulder, point your nose towards your kick. Ready? Front leg, side kick. Hana. Kick out, rechamber. 3. Set. Net. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We good? Yero. Aho. All right, now we're going to do the same thing with our other leg. So switch sides. Front leg, side kick. Making sure that heel is in front of your sideline. Ready? Rotate or pivot, and then reverse pivot. Ready. Set. Net. Yasul. Yasul. Good. Go. Aho. Hill. All right, take a breath in and out. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to cover our hop, step, footwork. Hop, step, footwork. So maybe you've done this before, maybe you haven't. One of the big things that I see a lot of people do when they're doing their hop, step, footwork is they do, it's called a telegraphing step. So it's showing that you're about to do something. Most of the time it shows that you're about to close the distance, and whenever you're about to close the distance, well, that means you're about to attack. Nobody just closes the distance here, gets within the pocket, and doesn't do anything, because then they're just going to get kicked, and that's dumb. We don't want to do that. We don't want to be dumb. So we don't want to step in first, showing that we're about to do something. We're going to, with our back leg, come up, and sometimes this gets called, referred to as a pendulum motion, but this back leg is basically going to kick my front leg out of the way. So that would have been with a hop, step, roundhouse kick, but we're going to do it just the hop, step, footwork, so it's kicking here. Now when I'm moving back, this front leg moves here, and this back leg goes here. So I'm not sure how well you can see this line, this piece of tape that's on the ground, but if you look right here towards the center of the M, or the in between these two bags, that's where my front foot's going to start. So when you're first learning this, you might just replace the foot. Notice how my feet replace and they're in the same spot. Well, that's a good way to learn it, to practice it. But now I want you to look, this front foot, or this back foot is going to land past where my front foot is whenever I'm doing it. See how I'm about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet in front of where I once was with my front foot. So at a certain point, we want to actually be going further than just this replacement step. We want to be moving forward here. Now, one of the ways we're going to do that is we're going to throw our hips forward. So as this back leg is pressing off, my hips are going to go way past this foot. If I keep my hips back, I end up going to replacing. I want to throw my hips forward so that I can go a much further distance. Notice how I'm not stepping first and then going. I'm not stepping first and then going. I'm just moving here, moving here. So I throw those hips and I go immediately. So we're just going to practice going back and forth like that. We're going to do one side and then I'll let you know when to switch. Ready? Forward. Backward. Forward. Backward. Front. Back. Front. Back. You move around a little bit. Boom. Front. Back. Front. Back. Front. Back. All right, now let's go ahead and let's switch sides. So put your other foot in front. We're going to do the same thing. Ready? Forward. Backward. Throw those hips. Forward. Backward. Now I don't want you to jump really high off the ground. Stay low to the ground. Forward. Backward. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. All right. So that is our hop, step, footwork. Sometimes it's referred to as a skip because, well, it is a skip. So now we're going to add a kick to that. So we're going to do our front leg roundhouse kick with the hop, step, footwork. So it's going to be a hop, step, roundhouse kick. Sometimes it's called a skip roundhouse kick. Same thing. So as I go, this back foot moves first. This foot raises up. And now notice how when I land in an already pivoted position. So that foot is already angled backwards. It's not at 90 degrees. It's not pointed forward. It's ready for that roundhouse kick to come, the hop, step, roundhouse kick. And we're just going to skip back, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to do 10 on this same side, and then we're going to switch. So hop, step, roundhouse kick, kicking with the front foot. Don't step first. Ready? And drop it down, skip back. Skip back. Set. Skip back. Ned. Skip back. Yes. Skip back. Yes. Skip back. Look up. Hands are nice and relaxed. Skip back. It'll. Skip back. Aho. Back. Back. Switch. Now we're going to do the same thing on our other side. You ready? Hop, step, roundhouse kick. And move back. Drop it down front. Skip back. Set. And skip back. Ned. Back. Yes. Back. Yes. Back. That's good. Back. Hero. Back. Aho. All right, so that was our hop, step, roundhouse kick. The next one we're going to do is going to be our hop, step, side kick. So all of the same principles apply when we're adding our front leg side kick and our hop, step, footwork in together. So remember before how I said when we're doing our front leg side kick, we're just going to lean back. This heel is going to be pointed outwards, but it's going to be on or in front slightly of my sideline, never behind. That's going to be a roundhouse kick. So make sure we're applying those same principles whenever we're doing our hop, step, or our skip side kick, whichever one you want to call it. Ready? Drop it down, skip back. Drop down, skip back. Hands, upper body, nice and relaxed. Set. Back. Net. Back. Nose. Back. Make sure you're looking at where you're kicking. Good. Back. Get back. That time I did a little telegraphing step. Don't do that. What number was I on? Aho. Good. Now we're going to switch sides. We're going to do the same thing. Other side. Ready? Drop it down in front and skip back. Set. Net. Does so. Yes, sir. This is good. Hero. Aho. Yeah. Take a breath in and out. Breathe in and out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring out my friend Little Bob. This is Little Bob, in case you don't know. Little Bob's going to help me out here. So I really like using Little Bob, especially for Taekwondo training, because he doesn't have legs. Unlike Bob over there. Bob has kind of legs, he has thighs, and I don't want to get used to kicking that because in Taekwondo sparring, you're not allowed to kick to the thighs. You have to kick above the belt level or the head. So this is a great target for it, because if I kick low, well, if I kick hard low, it hurts. So I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to hurt myself. All right, so we're going to practice our back kick. So the way we're going to practice the back kick, if you haven't learned the back kick before, you can do it in 3 counts. I'm going to face my target here. Count number 1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my heels. So now both of my heels are orientated towards my opponent. That's count 1. Count 2, I'm going to look over my shoulder. And the way I know which shoulder to look over, sometimes I see people, they stay looking over the same shoulder. After I turn my heels, the leg that is the furthest away. So right now, that is my right leg. It's the furthest away from my kicking target. That's the shoulder I'm going to look over. My right leg is the furthest away. I look over my right shoulder. Now, 3 is going to be to kick. Now, one of the big things that people make mistakes on with their back kick is they turn it into a back side kick. So I'm going to look forward for this one. On 1, I turn my heels. On 2, I look over. Now, when we're doing this, we want to think that we're a donkey and not a dog. I'm going to show you the difference. So a donkey, when they kick people or they kick backwards, their legs, their knees stay close to each other and they kick straight backwards. They basically just bring their heel to their butt and shoot it straight backwards. Their knee stays pointed downwards. That's a donkey. Now this is a dog. Hopefully I don't have to explain that to you. You should know why this is a dog. So knees apart is a dog. Knees together is a donkey. A back kick, I also refer to it as a donkey kick. So knees together, they slide right past each other. No knees apart. We're not being dogs right now. So we're here facing our target. Again, if you need to see one more time, it's 1, turn the heels. 2, look over the shoulder of the leg that is the furthest away from the target. 3, donkey kick. Kick straight back. Heel goes to the glutes towards your butt and then extends out using your glutes. So we're going to do that all on 1 count now. And after the kick, I'm going to kick and I'm going to come back the way that I came. I'm not going to spin around right now or we're going to get dizzy. So I'm going to kick, boom, and I'm going to come back the same way I came. So I'm not spinning around. You will get dizzy. All right, we're going to do 10 on one side and then we're going to do 10 on the other side. Ready? Hana. Turn, look over the shoulder, kick. Bring it back. Bring it back. Set, turn, look over, kick. Net, turn, look over, kick. Make sure you're kicking with the heel, not the ball of the foot, not the entire foot. Kick with the heel. That should make contact first. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is good? Yo. Uh-huh. Good. And now we're going to switch sides. We're going to do the same thing. Ready? Hana. Turn the heels, look over the shoulder, kick straight back, hit with the heel. Make sure you see with the corner of your eye where you're kicking. Go back the same way you came from. Good. Turn, look over the shoulder, kick, come back. Set. Turn, look, kick. Net, turn, look, kick. Don't dog kick, donkey kick. Listen. Yes. Kick with the heel. Is good? Get over. Uh-huh. Good. All right, so now I'm going to show you something real fast. If you are at home and you have a bag and you are kicking your bag, you should not be knocking the bag over. If you are knocking the bag over, you are not doing a back kick. I guarantee you are not knocking a bag over unless it has no water or no sand in it. You're not going to knock this bag over with a back kick. You will knock it over with a back push kick. The difference is, with a back kick, you apply the power prior to making contact. With a back push kick, you apply the power after making contact. Oh, look, it fell. I can do that every time. It's easy to knock them over with a back push kick. We are not doing a back push kick. We're doing a back kick. It should not knock your opponent over. The difference is, when I kick you with a back kick, I will break your ribs. When I kick you with a back push kick, you're going to fall over. Or I'm going to push myself over because I'm a little guy and people are bigger than me. So, back kick, does not push people. It just impacts and it breaks stuff. Back push kick will push people, whether it's you or your opponent. That's to be decided. All right, so now we're going to do back kick, but we're going to be alternating legs. So I'm going to show you how to do this real fast. Want to get the bag in the right spot. We're going to do the same 3 steps at first. 1, turn the heels. 2, look over the shoulder. 3, kick straight back. Now from this point, what I'm going to do, instead of bringing this leg all the way around back into my sparring stance, I'm going to drop it down next to my foot that was placed on the ground. I'm going to step back with the other foot. Now notice I'm on my other side. So one more time with this. 1, turn the heels. 2, look over the shoulder. See how my back is pointed at my target? Another reason why it's called a back kick. 3, I kick. Now, as I'm bringing this foot down, I'm going to set it here next to my foot that's already there, and the foot that was my base leg steps back, and I pivot. So I'm in the same spot, I'm in the same distance, but I've switched sides. So we're going to be alternating back kicks at this point. Ready? Hana, turn, look, kick, set the foot down next to the other one, step back. 3, turn, look, kick, set it down next to the other foot, step back. Set, turn, look, kick, set down, step back. Net, turn, look, kick, step down, step back. What number was on? That's one. Turn, look, kick, set down and back. Yes, so turn, look, kick, down, back. Look up, turn, look, kick, down, back. Get all. Aho. Get it. Johanna. Don't dog kick, donkey kick. Set. Net. Now when you start getting a little bit better, you can do it with a skip instead of a step. Kick. Now this foot just replaces it. But notice as I replace it, my belt was facing that way, then I turn, now my belt is orientated that way. So I have to do a little bit of a pivot as I do that skip back. What number are we on? So that's it. Yes, sir. You look up. Yellow. Yahoo. Smooth. Okay, so that was our back kick. We know it now. We're awesome at them. We have no problems. Awesome at them. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2 kicks together. So we're going to chain first our hop, step, roundhouse kick with our back kick. I'm going to leave this bag out here because I'm going to kick the bag for the back kick. Because I like to have something, especially on back kicks, to kick. So I'm going to be double distance away. So if you don't know double distance, this is single distance. I can do a roundhouse kick. Now I'm going to step back. At this point, he cannot kick me. I cannot kick him without using footwork. So I'm going to imagine that I have an opponent that is a little bit further from single distance. I can't kick him. And I'm going to do a hop, step, roundhouse kick. I'm going to drop it down. Now, say I know or I saw my opponent step back. I missed my hop, step, roundhouse kick. They stepped backwards. I'm going to chase them with my back kick. So that's how this one's going to go. Now, as we do this, because we missed our hop, step, roundhouse kick, chances are our foot went a little bit past the center line. As I set it down from this hop, step, roundhouse kick, I'm actually going to turn already so that back kick is really easy. I don't have to set it down here and then turn, look, kick. All I have to do is, after that hop, step, roundhouse kick, I look and kick. That's all I have to do at that point. So I'm cutting out a step because I missed it, and I know I want to keep chasing them. I'm just adding in that back kick. So I'm going to be here. Start on either side, and hop, step, roundhouse kick, followed by your back kick. Hana, hop, step, roundhouse, back kick. I'm going to alternate, and I want you to alternate sides each time. So now I've got my right foot in front. 3, hop, step, round, back kick. Set. Hop step around, back kick. Net. Hop step around, back kick. All right, so I'm doing something bad. You might not have noticed it. I noticed it, so that's why I have to tell you. What I'm doing is after my hop step roundhouse kick, I throw this back kick, and I do this. Woo! That was a good set. Well, remember, if this is a sparring match, or anything with actual confrontation, I cannot do a kick and then be like, that was a great kick. I'm just going to look this way and then get hit in the back of the head. So we do want to get back to our sparring stance quickly as we retract or create that distance. We don't want to just stay close to that pocket. So I was making that mistake. I don't want you to make that mistake. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look up. Get over. Aho. Hill. Take a breath in and out. We're going to do one more set of these. Since we were alternating sides, we want to do 10 on each side. We're going to do one more set. Catch your breath. Make sure we're getting out of that pocket, facing our opponents as we move back. All right, ready? That was kind of a dog kick. Make sure it's a donkey kick. Set. Ned. That's it. Yes, sir. Is it good? Kick with that heel. Get over. Make sure you're breathing. Aho. Last one. Good. And take a breath. Breathe in. Out. Catch your breath. All right. Breathe in. And out. In. And out. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to change gears a little bit. We're going to move on to our conditioning portion of the class. So with our conditioning today, we are going to do 3 sets of 15 single leg mini squats. Single leg mini squats. So what is a single leg mini squat? Balancing up, and we go all the way down, and then we come up. No, that's not what we're doing. So that's a pistol squat when you actually go all the way down and then come up. Those are very hard. We're not going to do those. So we're going to do single leg mini squats. So we're going to crane stance, Karate Kid. We're going to go down a little bit and then come up. Go down a good amount. You want to start feeling the burn after a bit, but we're not going all the way down, like I said, into those pistol squats where you saw me losing my balance coming up. These ones are very difficult. Most people can't do those. I can only do that because I did physical therapy for a long time. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to crane stance here. So we're going to, sometimes it's called pumping it, where you just go back and forth. You're not going to do one, stop, We want to just oscillate, I guess, just going up and down constantly. And when we get done with our 15, we're going to do this. We're going to switch. So at no point during this conditioning exercise are both of our feet going to touch the ground unless we fall and lose our balance. So try not to. If you need to, you can stand next to a wall. Don't put your hand on the wall, though. Balance is part of what we're trying to build here. The wall is there. If we're about to fall, touch the wall. And then take it away as soon as you have your balance. But if you're using the wall, you can actually use the wall to help you, and then it's cheating. Don't be a cheater. Don't be a cheater. All right, so 3 sets, 15. I'm going to start with my left leg. Why not? Other leg is up, and go. 1, 2, set, net, dasun, yasun. Good. Yero, aho, yoyu, yohana, yodoyu, yo set, yo net, yo dasun. Switch sides. Don't touch both feet to the ground. Hana, doyu, set, net. If you can go faster than me, good. Net, dasun, yasun. Good. Yero, aho, yoyu, yohana, yodoyu, yo set, yo net, yo dasun. And switch sides. Other way. Go. Hana, doyu, set, net, dasun. Try not to lean forward too much like this. Dasun. Is it good? Yero, head up. Aho, yoyu, yohana, yodoyu, yo set, yo net, yo dasun. And switch. Hana, doyu, set, net, dasun, yasun. Is it good? Yero, aho, yoyu, yohana, yodoyu, yo set, yo net, yo dasun. You don't have to switch when I'm going. You can keep counting in your head. Do it however many times you're doing it. Keep going though. Last step for me. Hana, doyu, set, net, dasun, yasun. Is it good? Yero, aho, yoyu, yohana, yodoyu, yo set, yo net, yo dasun. I switch sides. Hana, doyu, set, net, dasun, yasun. Is it good? Yero, aho, yoyu, yohana, yodoyu, yo set, yo net, yo dasun. Now jump into the splits. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't actually do that. All right, finish up what you're doing. You might not be done yet. I might have been going a little bit faster. You might already be done. If you are, great. Catch your breath. If you're not done, I'm gonna give you a few more seconds. Finish up. Woo. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In and out. All right. Now back to balancing. We're gonna grab our foot. We're going to stretch our quads, just like this. Try to balance if you can. Balance is very important in Taekwondo. If you haven't figured that out yet, you will. You'll figure that out. It's very important. We're gonna practice it every chance we can. It's always good to have a little aid next to you in case you're about to fall, because falling hurts. But try to work on that balance. Now we're gonna switch legs. All right, set it down. We're going to squat down on top of one foot. So I'm trying not to have my butt on the ground at this point. And I'm going to reach for my toes, trying to stretch my hamstrings. I'm gonna hold this one for a little bit. For me, I don't know about you guys, but my hamstrings are always what is the most sore after any of my Taekwondo classes. It's always my hamstrings that are killing me the next day, the next few days. So I'm gonna get a good little stretch. Make sure you drink a lot of water too. I haven't had that much water this morning. Mostly just energy drinks. Yeah, probably not a good thing. Don't drink too many energy drinks. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, we're gonna go ahead and switch to the other side. Again, trying not to put my hip or my butt on the ground for this one. I'm trying to keep it up and lean forward, get that stretch right in my hamstrings. All right, from here, you're gonna hate me, but we're gonna slide into the splits, side splits. All right, I know you're just watching me not actually doing the splits right now. Do the splits right now, come on, come on. It's gonna help you. I know it hurts, I know. Obviously, I've done it enough and it doesn't hurt me as much anymore. Still hurts a little bit though. It's always going to. Just relax, try to enjoy it. And then when you see the benefit of it and you're like, wow, I can kick everyone in the head. You'd be like, okay, cool, I like this. I'm little, I'm short, so if I can kick everyone in the head, chances are when you can do the splits, you will be able to also. And switch sides. Relax, take a few breaths. And to the front. Oh, the mats are slippery. They're pushing me further than I wanted to go. Hopefully yours are too, if you have mats. If you're not just doing it on the carpet. Carpet's hard, but it's better than hardwood floor, because that hurts. Try to have something soft to do the splits on, because yeah, your heels will thank you. All right, let's sit down. Let's bring our feet together, and let's do the butterfly. Get a little bit of blood flowing back to the legs. One hand up, protect the head, step back, come up, cherry up, bow, kunye. And great job on the class, you guys. So now let's check the comments, see if there are any questions. Now you can ask any questions if you would like, and I'll have to figure out how to do. Okay, I can read it. Let's see. Is this live class saved? Yes, the class will be saved. It'll take about 2 to 3 days before you're able to re-watch it on our YouTube channel. It takes a while for it to upload. I actually got faster internet speed, so maybe it'll upload faster. I'm not sure yet. Can I show jumping kicks? I do have jumping kicks. They're on the GMAU actual site. Most of these classes are more orientated towards beginners. So I will, maybe in future, when I've gone through most of the beginner material, do some that will be on YouTube. But for right now, if you do want to learn the jumping kicks, such as the tornado kick, you can see that on the actual website, the Global Martial Arts University. Stretching is harder than the workouts. Well, that's not good. I guess I need to make the workouts harder then. Okay. Good note, good note. I'll make the workouts harder next time. Balancing for back kicks. Jim, yes. Okay, so for balancing for the back kicks, a really good one. I forgot what these are called. Maybe somebody can tell me what they're called. But have you ever seen the little? It's a little thing that people, usually doctors, are having on desks, and it's a little birdie, and it like dips its head back and forth. So we're going to do basically the same thing. So we're going to stick our arms out. Some people use like a staff or something, and they'll do this. So I want to keep my back, or they'll do this and they'll keep it across. Actually, I'm going to use a collie stick real fast. So I can use a collie stick here, and I go from one shoulder to the opposite hip. And now, I'll show it from this way. I'm going to keep this leg straight, and I'm going to lean forward and back, forward and back. You'll feel a nice little stretch in your hamstrings as well. But just kind of practicing something like this again, I'm keeping my back straight, and that's what the collie stick is for. But kind of doing that little pivoting motion. Maybe these are called seesaws or teeter-totters. I think teeter-totters. I think that's what it is. It's been a little while since I heard the name. But doing this, especially if you do it slowly, it's actually pretty hard. You'll start to get balance, and that'll help with your back kick. Can I do Kung Fu? No, I've done like a year of Wing Chun, but that's all my Kung Fu. So I'm not good enough to be teaching that. Okay, any last questions before hop off? You're welcome, Jim. Hopefully that'll help you. Again, try to do it really slow. It's hard to do it slow, but it'll really help your balance. It'll build that up. All right, I don't think there's any more questions, so. Oh, 2 more came in. No, I cannot speak Hindi, I'm sorry. I only speak English, and I know a few words in German and Spanish, but not very good at that. All right, guys, have a great weekend.